that fact or fiction article that you wrote, why do you think the Ravens are in bigger trouble in the AFC North than the Bengals? Both starting 0-2, each of them with a loss to the Chiefs.
First, I'd like to say, I mean, if the Chiefs get Kareem Hunt, of course. I didn't mean to say like they were, but anyway, talking about the AFC North, I just want to clarify. But
I gotcha.
talking about the AFC North, yeah, I think that loss the Ravens had with the Raiders was a shocker. I mean, I think, that's a loss that I think we saw quite a few times with Baltimore in the past few years, particularly last year with the Colts and the Browns, where they had a fourth quarter lead and then blew it and just not able to get the job done. And Baltimore is a team I was always a little more concerned about than I think most people. Obviously, when you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, you cannot write this team off. They're going to win plenty of football games, but this was a defense that lost a lot in the lot from last season, including Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator of Seattle. And in the first two games, they had given up 53 points. They gave up 26 yesterday to Minshew and the Raiders, who were coming across the country. You know how West Coast teams have typically struggled in 1 o'clock games. It didn't look like that yesterday. And then you look at Baltimore's schedule, it's going to get harder before it gets easier because this week they have to go to Dallas, then they host the Bills, then they go to Cincinnati. And even before their bye week, they have to play the Buccaneers, Browns, Steelers, Chargers, Eagles, and the Bengals for a second time. That is an incredibly difficult schedule for any team to deal with. Now, as far as the Bengals go, they lost a heartbreaker in Kansas City. That's going to happen to a lot of teams. And yes, they had a bad loss at home against the Patriots. But when I look at what the Bengals have coming up, three of their next four games are against teams that could easily be picking in the top five, top 10 of the draft. The Commanders, Panthers, and Giants in those next few games. Two of those games are on the road, but you would expect that Cincinnati, with a team as talented they are, that's a better chance for them to stack wins and kind of get back into this division race. Because as bleak as it kind of looks for both teams, you get on a nice winning streak. And all of a sudden you can catch the Steelers, who haven't really been tested defensively much this season, and the Browns, who still have their questions on offense, and they're still trying to get more cohesion there. But if I'm the Bengals and the Ravens, I'm more worried about getting back in the AFC North race if I'm Baltimore, just because this defense has really struggled. There's questions about the offensive line, and this schedule looks incredibly difficult.